Hello, lab rats, and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader stream. I think we're finally coming up towards the end of Act 2. Last time we spent off like doing a bunch of side quests, and then we finally went to confront the Dark Eldar in the Cineris Maleficum, and which turned out to be a trap to distract us while they raided our capital world of Dragonis. So we're going back there. But first thing I want to do is I want to finally replace that portrait of Theodora in my room. I mean, I've left off on it, but I feel like I should. I would like to replace the painting of the late Theodora in my chambers. Hang my portrait instead. It'll be done. All right. I assume it's just going to be the same art I picked as my portrait. All right. So we need to get back to Dragonis. No events, even though we traveled on an unsafe route. Neat. Yeah, I don't think we have any upgrades to make on our ship.
The whispers sound distant. The future is uncertain.
Why am I not in the warp channeler slot? Dark Emir light cruiser. What weapons does this have? A bunch of light missile artillery, which it does not describe to us. There are also destroyers on our flanks. All right. I'm going to be brave about this and go directly forward to face it. Launch our torpedoes. Our Sunhammer Lance doesn't have quite enough range. Actually, none of our guns do. If we use arc augury, we can hit them with the dorsal lance. Right, and reinforce the force shields. Oh, it's going to start an ad because I was late to starting the stream. Oops. So I'll have to, I'm going to run an ad and then I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for people to get through the ad before doing much. Interest. So I'll see you in a minute and 30 seconds. Why did those count as hitting in the side? Come on. It feels like the AI gets to make it count in whatever arc it wants. Anyways, let's hit it with the missiles, the torpedoes. We're going to want to swing around to shield our vulnerable side, which is, I think, what I'm going to do. I'm going to use... After I fire, I'm going to do new heading so I can actually turn all the way around. All right, welcome back, lab rats. Okay, I'm going to fire on them with the starboard. Wow, that really didn't hit at all. Okay, new heading. Pull up like this. Fire the Sunhammer Lance. Fire the torpedoes. Pull up right next to it. And then fire the port guns on it. And then fire the dorsal lance on it. I'm also going to want to get its weakness known. The front. Okay. Reinforce the port shields. We can also reload here and fire the starboard guns at the bombers, which are now dead. Are you going to throw a 60-something-year-old man at a Hellbrute today? If we fight a Hellbrute. Right now we're fighting the Dark Eldar, so... Okay, cool. They're firing into my reinforced shield this time. Why am I getting so many pings? Whatever. I will have the torpedo chase the thing. Go ahead and blast that with the Sunhammer. No, let's not engage on it this turn. Let's... actually go after the Immortality Denied Destroyer. We launch another set of torpedoes that way. And then restart our shield. Reinforce the aft shield. Ooh, it took a bunch of damage from our escort. And now the escort's dead. Like, it dies in every battle, so... Bring the torpedo around. Bring those torpedoes into the cruiser. Oh, that killed it. Okay, fire the port guns.
No survivors detected.
Go there, and then use arc augury to extend our range. And fire the starboard guns on that. And then we'll go ahead and launch another torpedo. Oops, I clicked the wrong space. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Oh, those didn't damage it? That's dumb. Fire the starboard guns. There we go.
A worthy deed.
Hecutor pattern plasma battery. Hi, Dangerous. Repair the hull. I could go for some ham. I've done this to myself. All right, now we're heading to Dargonis. Hi, winner. Oh, yeah, this is the time I normally stream on Saturdays. I stream at 6 on weekdays, but on Saturdays I stream at 2. It gives my European followers a chance to, like, catch me at a more comfortable time. Way better for my stupid English ass, yeah? Blame my ancestors for not going to the stupid new world. Just rain and grumpy people.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, there's Clementia. Clementia is looking a little disheveled, but her appearance otherwise remains unchanged. Her steely gaze and tightly pressed lips speak of perfect composure. Praise the throne, your ladyship, you're here. Your subjects need you now more than ever. Dargonis has been hit by a mass Xenos attack. The fleet's resistance was broken in mere hours, then the invaders commenced a planetary raid. The planetary defense forces were able to hold the inner perimeters of several cities. 2 of the attacks were stifled on the approaches to the settlements. But the fights continue here as well in the Von Valancia's palace. The Drukari are after living victims above all else. Why would they waste their forces assaulting the palace when they could be storming another city? Alas, I don't know the answer, your ladyship. When the Xenos attacked the palace, they sent a force so great that the increased warden presence in the defense perimeter were wiped out in minutes. By the throne, whatever they're looking for in there, they spared no troops to get their hands on it. Where's Governor Drivestone? The governor is currently protected within a well-fortified bunker, as are the heads of the other noble houses. Still, each family has provided all available resources to the defense of Dargonis, or rather, the defense of their respective regions. Alright, I need details. What has transpired on the planet? The attack began a few hours before dawn over the capital. They first attacked the fleet. We received boarding calls right before we lost communication with the crews. Their sacrifice wasn't for naught. The ground troops had the time to start mobilizing, and the civilians went on to organize the defenses. Several hive cities managed to hold their perimeters. Others sustained greater losses, and 2 cities were completely devastated. Our intelligence still knows nothing about the fates of millions of people. There is a high likelihood we've lost them forever. You did all you could. Xenos are dangerous opponents. Thank you, your ladyship, but once the battles have concluded, I would still like to launch a large-scale inspection in the defense force. Our losses are too great. I want to make sure this is all due to our cursed enemies' superior numbers, not traitors in our midst. What's the current situation? The PDF is in the process of exterminating the enemy forces on the planet. Extra batteries have been assigned to the assault on the palace, but without a strike force that can make it inside, we won't break the resistance. I have a feeling that the palace is the anchor point of the enemy's raid. Our Vox engineers are registering unknown signals coming from your residence to other areas on the planet. The scum must have set up a control center inside. We take out their command and we'll weaken their peripheral forces. Enough talking. I'm going in. With awe and gratitude, I transfer the command of the ground operation over to you, your ladyship. The local troops are at your service. I beg of you, save Dargonis. We have a transmission report from Squad 2. Come in, Lieutenant. Report. Lieutenant, we did not read you. Repeat. What? Emperor, help them. Okay, they got slaughtered by witches.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I will wipe your disgusting presence out of existence!
You'll suffer exquisitely.
Oh, this just started combat. Huh. Okay, run up here and throw it in the front line. How did you manage to throw it down in the wrong place?
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
At the rear there.
It's as good as done.
And backline down there. Anyways, kill zone.
On it. I'll make it happen.
Let's also make this a stronghold. Intimidate. Surefire plan.
Who,
And
if not
cleave.
me?
So I want Argenta to go over there and then burst fire on them. So go there,
Guided by
wildfire,
faith.
burst fire.
Work for a flesh crafter.
Burst fire again. Ooh, ooh, that was nice. Okay.
Shot of pain.
Furious title. Ow.
Duty go hand in hand.
What a weird audio clip to choose for when the wildfire is activated. Do you think you could take out a Space Marine in a fight?
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
I mean, in game we already have.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I'm on your side, remember?
Ow, fuck.
My fury.
In terms of lore, though, like VTuber lore? I'm not sure. Directly, no. Directly, I don't think so. But like, because I know you're doing your like dumb versus battle power scaling thing.
You will perish for this affront. I approach the designated position.
Oh, I didn't mean to call the bold there. I meant to claim the bounty.
I understand your intent. If it serves your cause, another soul slips beyond the veil. I am
spot.
not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Well, then also make you pray.
This
Piercing
kingdom
shot.
is beneath me. I am
Fire.
not your Xenos pet, monkey. Ancestors guide me.
To you.
I
And in my
understand
sights.
your intent.
Stop it!
Yeah, Dira was the one who took a bunch of damage there. Okay, that won't hit Abelard, but it will hit Vivian. Go there. Might as well mark that as prey.
In the Empyrean.
We'll also call the bold. Oh, no, that will just bounce to herself now.
What is this foreboding?
Okay, now it will work again. That was really dumb. Oh, wait, I could have just used that from there. This would have done more anyways. Oh, well. Yeah, zap.
won't stop me.
Was
Forewarning.
that you? Or on it?
And then just analyze the hackatrix.
Too bad I never leave debts unpaid.
Right. Guy is bleeding. We'll go here, voice of command here yet.
Incentive.
Inspire here yet.
Don't get too cocky.
Take aim. Bring it down.
I am
Just
not your
flatten them.
Xenos pet.
What a disgrace.
I should have claimed the bounty instead. That would have worked better, I think. Oh, ow! Oh god. Ow?
This a strike.
For once, the NPC allies are actually helping. Oh, thank God I parried.
I will tear you up.
Didn't flinch.
Okay, move the
make
front
it
line to the
happen.
proper position.
I'll
Kill
see to it
zone.
personally.
Intimidate.
I'll make it
Surefire plan. Swing.
Another enemy down.
Pay for this in blood.
I won't stand for it.
Argenta, run over there and heal.
Let me tend
Jai.
to your wounds. I owe you a debt. I'll do
We
it.
are then going to control shot.
As the
Wildfire.
Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable.
Burst fire.
I'll do it.
To you.
Then go ahead and fire a single shot to finish him off.
Strike is a prayer.
There's that guy left, and there's that guy left. I'm gonna steady superiority on him.
And thy light I
And fire a single shot to kill that
None
witch.
can escape the Emperor's judgment.
As the Emperor
Go ahead and
commands,
reload.
I act. I'll do it.
Revel in slaughter.
My ears are ringing.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me to do everything. Hydrate, check my posture, and do a big stretch. Right, big stretch time. Gotta keep a girl healthy. Yeah? Alright, Jai's turn. There's the witch over there. This last one left. If she just goes over there and presses the advantage and fires the blast pistol, she can probably kill it.
Going somewhere?
Yep. had to
Is there
join in
money
too.
to be
Yeah.
made? I always keep my options open.
We don't need more blast pistols.
Let us not dawdle.
Keep a sharp eye.
Go ahead, disarm that.
I better myself through my service.
I need to give Argenta that. And that. And that.
I know how to take risks.
I'm restless.
And heal the
Pain
one
will
injury.
subside.
I owe you one.
How much water do I drink when I hydrate? Like a couple
Always
gulps.
keep your eye on the prize. I always get the job done. Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
This warden on the ground is talkable.
Over.
Oh, there's an armed mind under his body.
A job for me.
He holds out an object for me to take. Received item, Protector of the Faith. What is that? Oh. Oh, a two-handed power sword.
I always have a
The
backup plan.
whispers told me a secret. I have an
If
eye
I did
for
hydrate
treasure.
30 times, there's like 60 gulps.
And done. One and it's done. Hey, your virtuousness. How are you doing?
I was born to wage war against darkness. I am always doing wonderfully when danger is near.
Oh my god, Argenta. Empowers your sword. Hey!
Let us not do.
Oh, hello there.
Don't belong in this galaxy.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hit snooze on the ads. When Tazara notices you, her face contorts into a mask of rage. The Drukari's lips stretch into a predatory grin that bears no trace of her former haughtiness, only the promise of pain. You, malformed monkey, putrid vermin, you will pay for every moment that I have spent on this pitiful planet. Do you think the Empire's competing plug standards? They probably have numerous different plug standards on the same planet. This is it, the true face of the Dark Ones. Her anger at you is so great that she has shed her mask and revealed the beast beneath. Little Asuryani, the Monkey's obedient servant. Try to survive the future, and then the two of us will still have plenty of fun. Aren't you glad to see me, Tazara? Oh, now that you have finally arrived, I am filled with anticipation. The anticipation of skinning you, impaling you on hooks, and making you dance for mine and the Archon's amusement. I suspected that you and that true-born cur were working together. He did not make me and my sisters linger here on a whim. He had a reason, and that reason involves you. Yes, is that it? Tell me. Just nod, so I can stand before the Archon and accuse him of treachery and compromising the raid. That's not what happened, but what if I say yes? What if I say yes? Then I will say that I have had enough of others' games. Sisters praise the muses. Okay, now I get to deploy properly. Oh, there are enthralled humans there too. So I'm going to move Argenta and Iliad up to there, and I'm going to put the rear down there. I'm going to put the back line here-ish and keep Jai and Adira around here. I always go first. So, back line. We'll go this way. Also, oh my god, I ended my turn. I'm a dumbass.
Just a minor. Time to prove my mettle.
I accidentally hit space and ended my turn.
Another voice to join my choir?
And Abelard is unconscious. This doesn't seem like it's going to go very well. When was my last save? Out in the system, huh? Oh wow, Tazara's dodge is absurd. I'm gonna reload. This battle is gonna go horribly. Oh god. I don't want to waste my time having fucked up that bad.
I always keep my options open.
I had to run an ad. I'll run 3 minutes of ads while I go back up to where I was. And then we won't have more ads during the big fight, okay? See you soon.
Keep your wits about you.
Your kind has no right to exist!
Put the rear down here. Well, we're going to want to step back a little to make sure we can put it in the right place.
Strategy.
God damn it. You know what? I'll just run to here through the enemies.
I'll see to it personally.
Front line down here.
I refuse.
Kill zone.
Who if
Stronghold.
not me?
Why didn't most of them get exploits? Whatever.
It's as good as done.
Intimidate.
I'll
Surefire
see to it
plan.
personally. I'll
Swing.
make it happen. The best defense is a good offense.
Yeah, that's a really good angle, actually.
Swift.
So go
and
there.
silent.
Perfect spot.
That is beneath me. This
Make these
tedium
two
is
your prey.
beneath me. If
Pull
it
the bolt.
serves your cause,
Piercing shot.
I understand
Fire.
your intent.
How did you miss both of those? God damn it. You didn't get any ads? That's weird. I've heard that sometimes ad blockers work on Twitch and sometimes they don't. Let's go to Argenta, voice of command. Take aim.
I can
Move,
do that
move, move to
with
get
the
her into
right
position.
incentive.
And then bring it down. You're using the Twitch app on your phone. That's weird that you didn't get ads then.
Doubt is for the
Wildfire.
weak. I'll do
And
it.
fire burst like this.
Your last stroke of luck. You
Ooh,
never
killed him
stood
with
a
a
chance.
attack of opportunity. Why can't I step here? How about go there? Wildfire. Leave.
Grey hair, sure hand.
Leave again.
You call this a strike?
Ow.
Stop hitting me.
Oh, they threw the grenade at the NPCs this
I'm
time.
enraged.
Neat. Right,
God
Argenta,
Emperor,
step up to
move
there.
Through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Controlled shot.
Faith
Wildfire.
without deeds is worthless. As the
Fire on the
Emperor
witch.
commands, I act.
God, I love controlled shot. It's very funny.
I'll do
Shoot
it.
you.
I refuse.
Superior societal.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Run and gun. Move up to here.
I will not.
Kill that witch gunslinger. She can see that, right? Yes.
Power
Okay, so this is
resides
steady
in the will of
superiority.
the righteous.
Then burst fire on the Hecatrix.
You, my Emperor.
Alright, see you for in a bit, Dangerous. Oh yeah, I actually have a list on what all my characters' augmentations are, so I should, like, my VTuber person. Oh no, so I should actually send you that for this. Nah, let's not do that. Let's instead
Tell me.
inspire
and it is done.
Argenta. We can't bring it down on her again.
You've got a
That's the
problem.
advantage.
I've got a prize.
Good guy, wish me good organs. Yeah, dangerous is cool. Okay, fire the blast pistol. That did not hit. Unfortunate.
How about no?
There's nothing else she can actually do. If Adir goes over there, she could just kill that guy outright.
I know what is to come.
Don't you love, like, when you like a song that gives you sadness and still listen to it many times and sing it as well? Yeah. That's a very relatable experience.
Anything
And
else?
Cold Bolt. And then kill him with a Psychic Assault.
Will do.
I didn't quite finish him off, but he'll die to Aftershock.
But of course.
For wanting on Argenta. Did you just... You just summoned a Plague Bearer. Oh my god. Oh well, free XP.
I've faced worse than this.
A work for a breadcrumber.
Okay, they fired the Hecatrix. Kill zone
My
again?
gut tells me it's a bad idea. On it.
Stronghold again. Intimidate.
I'll make it
Your fire
happen.
plan. Swing.
It's as good as done.
If it serves your cause.
Claim the bounty.
High momentum.
Mark you spray and finish you off as well.
If I must, I deal death with my hands.
And because that did not actually end her turn,
I
so
move
she can now run up
swiftly
this
to
way
strike.
and kill the kill the witch gunslinger over there, or at least fire on him. Use a dismantling attack on the Plague Bearer. Jai will get a little turn because of that.
This
She can move here,
battlefield
kill
air
that
is
guy.
good for my lungs.
He dodged! Fuck off! Oh.
Don't get too
Irliet voice
cocky.
of command. Irliet take aim. Bring
I
it
can do
down
that
on near the edge.
with the right incentive.
If
Finish
it
off the
serves
witch.
your cause. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
What a pleasure.
I should have used
Tell me, and it is done.
Claim the Bounty.
Follow my lead.
Abelard, go here.
It will be done.
Wildfire.
I will
Hit
do
with your
my
sword.
duty. Indeed.
Reckless. Hit
At
with your sword
beck and
again.
call. Victory
And
is
then
imminent.
Do you have any good reason as to why I would feel the onset of codeine within 5 minutes and not the standard 40 to 60 minutes? I have no idea.
I will endure. Doubt is for the weak.
Revel and Slaughter.
As the
Just finish him
Emperor
off with a single
commands,
shot.
I act.
Oh, there's still a witch over there. Okay, running gun.
I
Go over
will
to here.
bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Reload. First fire. And dead.
I always have a backup plan.
Right, in case we screw up again, let's save the game.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Oh, I missed this. Dismantle.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Why would I want
Always
to dismantle
keep your
that?
eye on the prize.
Hey, what's that?
Disarm that.
Never doubt me.
I like how you can see they got here on their dumb jet
Let
bikes with
us
blades.
not dawdle. Just as I planned.
The whispers told me how.
A job for me.
Is there money to be made?
Yep,
What
there's
do
some
we have here?
broken tanks here.
My pleasure.
I sense something nearby.
It's interesting how disarming specifically
Do you
Drukari
not
traps
struggle
take
to
more
carry the
Xenos
burden of all
instead.
your years, Grey Warrior? Will your hand not eventually betray you in combat?
Youth has vigor on its side, but age has knowledge. I'm sure even a long-lived Xenos must understand the importance of experience.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
All right, let's try that again. Let's not screw up on the very first turn this time. I'll go first. Won't I? Yeah, I'll like as always be the first to go. So I'll just start in the front. Activate the turrets. Huh. Okay, I'm going for that first thing. Oh, hey, I can actually put Earlight and Argenta up to where I meant for them to start. First thing this time. Right, throw down the backline zone. Run up to this.
I'll make
Tactical
it
knowledge. Activate the turrets.
I always get the job done.
Ha ha ha! Can you ask another science related? Yeah, sure. The ask a science related question just means that if I know the answer, I'll give like a more detailed response. That's what the redeem is for. I'll then move up to here, throw it on the rear there. Throw it on the front line here. Stronghold stratagem.
I'll see to it personally.
And then I'll just surefire plan and shoot
It's
one of
as
them with
good
a
as
plasma
done.
pistol. Ow! Okay, that was a lot of damage.
I've faced worse than this.
Perfect spot.
I will not.
Mark Tazara as your prey.
Stop trying, monkey.
Piercing shot. Call the bolt.
I
Shoot
am
Tazara.
not your Xenos pet. Ancestors, guide me!
You know why some people with ADHD are ADD? That is definitely not well understood. If I knew if there was an answer to that, I would know it. Given it's like literally, given I have ADHD too. But I don't think there's a good, well-studied answer to that question.
My reckoning will be swift!
Brace yourself, Abelard.
If only Vivian wasn't in the way there. But I can do this. Yeah, go there and make them your prey.
On the battlefield. On it. Will do.
And then we can call the bolt. Use Psychic Assault.
Was that you?
Let me educate you on the art of pain.
Forewarn
Anything
Vivian.
else?
The other just went through a tree. He might have walked through the tree, yeah. And sensor deprivation on Tazara. Ah, she succeeded, so she's just blinded, not anything else.
Can I fall back now?
Ablar can go up, roll up to here.
It will
Wildfire.
be done. At your back and
Cleave.
You've unleashed my fury. Indeed.
Hit Cesara. And then endure. Cabalite Thrallmaster. Okay, this is a really good angle to shoot at, I think. Alternatively, I could probably kill off all of them. Yeah, I'll just
Faith
wildfire.
without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is why I was chosen.
Heart out for this.
We'll then fire at the same angle.
Doubt is
Furious
for the weak.
title.
My killings are always slow. What a pitiful sight.
That was just ended their turn without doing anything. All right, voice of command,
Am I getting
Argenta.
paid for this?
Inspire, Argenta. Take
I
aim,
can do that
Argenta.
with the right incentive.
Bring it down,
You've got a
Argenta.
problem, I've got a prize.
First fire again.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
There are a lot of enemies I can firearm mastery here.
I am
So,
his will made manifest.
firearm mastery. Kill that witch.
Eradicated. As
Kill
the
you.
Emperor commands, I act.
Kill
I'll
you.
do it. Each struggle is a prayer.
I could finish off Tazara, but I'd rather leave that to Iliad. Nah, they'll be a bit too late, so... Oh, kill the
Faith
Cabalite
without
there.
deeds is worthless.
Didn't quite kill him. So we'll have to shoot again.
Eradicated.
She got enough from that it gave enough for a goddamn... another heroic action to be made. Anyways,
Tell me,
press the
and it is
advantage.
done.
Go ahead
I
and
can
burst
do
fire.
that. With the right incentive, never fight fair.
And
Am
burst
I getting
fire.
paid for this? You're no fun. I
Go
can
ahead
do
and
that
assign objective on
with the
Tazara.
right incentive.
We'll give
They'll
Iliad
write
that free full
legends
turn.
about me.
Claim the
I
bounty on Tazara.
understand your intent. This tedium
Make
is
him
beneath
pray.
me. I am not
Hold the
your
ball.
Xenos pet
Kill him.
monkey. Ancestors guide me.
They didn't quite kill him, so we'll have to hit him again.
I deal death with my hands.
I refuse to bow.
If it
And then go
serves
ahead
your
and end my
cause.
sights that guy. Right. Then Jai gets her actual turn. There, that's the angle. Okay. Go there, press the advantage. Fire the Darklight Blast.
You call this a strike?
Reload.
And it is done.
Go ahead and also burst fire on
with the
them.
right incentive.
You will pay for this in blood.
You've
Fine,
got a
exactly.
problem? I've got a prize.
Pain cleanses the body.
Ow.
Woe to you.
Oof. Argento got knocked out.
Should have
Okay.
stayed back, Shireen.
Move up here. We'll move the front
Don't
line.
let your guard down. I'll see
Kill
to
zone.
it personally. On it.
Analyze.
I won't stand for it.
Let's actually just talk to the Nausea Home Alone because we'll get like a ton of stacks from it.
It's as good as
And then
done.
intimidate. Purify plan. Hit
I'll
him.
see to it.
A work for a flesh crafter.
She should have gotten her in my sights attack there. Why didn't she? Make him a bounty.
If
Make
I
him your
must.
bounty. Claim the bounty.
I understand your intent. I hear you moving. No more.
Oh, she can just kill that guy
This
straight up.
tedium is beneath me. No weakness is hidden from
Not
my
quite.
sight.
Okay, she didn't quite kill him. Shoot him
I
again.
am not your Xenos pet. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Stop mocking me.
Nadira's turn.
That is not my
She goes there,
destiny.
analyzes him, makes him her
But
prey,
of course.
pulls the bolt.
Was that you? Or
And then Psychic Shriek, she'll almost kill him. He probably died to Aftershock.
you on the art of pain.
They're full
Anything
one
else?
here, yeah. Hi, Legendary Star-Lord. I am doing well. Thank you. Go up to there.
That's
Wildfire.
sound approach.
You saw my Reddit post? Oh, thank you.
It will be done.
Sleeve? Oh my god, he missed both of them. That was not the button he meant to hit. Oh well. Going like this.
Exemplary strike. No
And then we'll Daring
matter the
Breach.
cost.
to get all our AP back. Reckless strike. Cleave.
Victory is imminent.
That missed.
It will
Cleave
be
again.
done. Your last
Oh my
stroke
god,
of
he
luck.
missed so many times. Oh! I missed a hydrate? Okay, I'll drink some water then.
Stop hitting me, Ashmag! Am I
Fire
getting
off a
paid
burst
for
like
this?
that.
Across a Kazbaliki.
And reload.
I can do
Voice the
that
command on
with
Abelard.
the right incentive.
Bring it down on
And
Abelard.
it is done.
I will
Wildfire.
do my duty. That's not the Seneschal's
Cleave.
job.
Ooh! Yeah, and then
Indeed.
kill.
One fewer target.
I don't think Jai has anything left that would be useful to use. Let's go finish off
some
that guy.
opportunities.
Front line.
I won't compromise my principles. On it.
Kill zone. Analyze.
I refuse. I'll see to it
Intimidate.
personally. Who
Your
is
fire
not
plan.
me? It's as good as
Swing.
done.
Not quite.
You will pay an even greater price.
Claim the
If I
bounty.
must, I deal death with my hands. I understand
Kill that
your
guy.
intent.
Finish
This
off that guy.
tedium is beneath me. I hear you moving. No more.
Go ahead and end your turn.
My prescience has failed me.
It's really just kind of like obnoxious cleanup we have to do now.
There is
Because there's just a couple
movement
guys
in
hiding in corners and shit left to deal with.
On it.
Hold the bold. Analyze. Like
Will
a
do.
shriek. Okay, the aftershock will kill him. Throw a forewarning on someone.
Was that you? Or
You've always hated campers. Yeah. I don't think he's supposed to be back there. That does not look like a place where they are supposed to be able to get to.
At your
Anyways,
beck and
Reckless
call.
Rush. In charge.
Victory is imminent.
I will tear your heart out for
I will do my
Wildfire.
duty. Someone else can do
Kill him.
this.
Oh, that didn't quite kill him. Okay, need to swing one more time.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to be back there.
Farewell.
Oh, he was calling it Silent Thresh, realizing his like soul was slipping away to Slanesh as he died. Because he died to the aftershock from Adira's thing. Let's voice a command here, Liet.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Just designate a target.
Can't quite reach them from there.
I know what I'm doing, usually.
I faced worse than this. I'm ready for whatever comes.
An unworthy soul. I move as if unseen. That is beneath me. If it serves
Oh gosh, she
your
needs to reload.
cause.
That's annoying. That's most for AP wasted.
I
Okay,
am not
shoot
your
them.
Xenos pet monkey.
Why is he just kind of standing there?
Cover me.
Oh, he's distracted by the
I've
turret.
seen worse battles than this in my time.
Okay,
It will
Reckless
be done.
Rush. They go even further.
I'd rather not.
Charge.
Kasha.
Oh, she can actually hit him from this angle? Yeah, just barely. Anyways, Inspire on your Liet.
Am I getting paid for this?
Take aim on your Liet. And bring it down on your Liet.
I understand your intent. Fortune favors the swift.
Don't get too
Fire
cocky.
needle at him. Oh, we actually hit that.
A work for a flesh crafter.
I'm just gonna skip turns until we get to your Liet. Yep. Okay.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Call the bold, claim the bounty.
I deal death with my hands.
What a pleasure.
Oh, finally. Finally. And everyone leveled up from
I
that.
always keep my options open.
Let's make a deal.
How may I serve the dynasty?
Why can I not loot those?
Keep your wits about you.
There we go. Bloodthirster. You should curse me with the inconvenience of having to exchange $1,300 into euros.
Always.
Or is that-
Keep your eye on the prize.
That's euros, I think. Free the wardens?
I always have a backup plan.
Some loot.
I'm at your service. The sooner we start.
Is there money to be made?
Break up the rubble
Compared to
here.
naval service,
That was barely a challenge.
There's a dude with an Imperial staff. All right. That would be extremely useful to keep her alive. Critical versatility would be extremely useful for him. Hi, Gallandier. You still have your Swedish crowns? Oh, it's pounds. Okay. Oh, that would be really good. I should get Combat Master. I don't know why I don't have that already. Let's take suppressive fire. And Iliat. Oh, that's really good. All right.
I always keep my options open.
Let's save the game.
Let us not dawdle.
My ears are ringing.
There was a trap there, which I noticed just as I stepped into it.
State your intention.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows. Be strong. Greater trials lie ahead.
The healing is much appreciated.
All right.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Hi, anti-fashion. Oh. Wow, they really blew the fuck out of my palace, didn't they? and impaled guys to the barristers.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
An expected result.
This could be an opportunity. Is there money to be made?
Oh, hello there. Are those homunculi?
I will wipe your disgusting presence out of existence.
Yes.
I will revel in your pain.
Judging by them being called Beastmasters, yes. Oh, there's a Calais. I remember him. Oh, they landed on the balcony too. Hi, Shadow. Go
I
here,
don't
drop down the
need
front line
luck.
zone.
I have strategy. My gut tells
Kill zone?
me it's a bad idea. I'll
Stronghold.
make it happen. I'll see to it personally.
Backline, we'll just like put the rear there because I'll have Argent run up to there.
Who,
Analyze.
if not me?
Tactical knowledge on you alone.
I'll make it happen.
Intimidate. Surefire plan. Hit him. Oh, I sliced him in half with one attack. Wow.
A temporary setback.
Ugh, they just killed the shit out of Achilles. Let's hope he's not actually dead. Make you pray. Go ahead, claim the bounty.
If I must. Ancestors guide
Let
me.
me educate you on the art
This
of
helium is
pain.
beneath me.
Pull the bold, piercing shot.
If it
Kill him.
serves your cause.
I refuse to bow.
Tell me.
Voice of command on
and it is
Argenta.
done.
Move,
I
move,
can
move
do
on
that
Argenta.
with the right incentive.
Dash up to there.
Don't get too
Take
cocky.
him on Argenta. Bring it down on
Am I getting
Argenta.
paid for this?
Wildfire. Blast the shit out of that guy.
Strike in the prayer.
My fury.
Steady superiority so he can fire on the other guy too.
And thy light I crave. None can escape
And he's
the
dead.
Emperor's
Okay, Achilles isn't dead. Thank God. I see y'all are talking about where you last lived in chat. Where you lived in chat. Covered in Drukari blood in his own, Achilles Scalander looks around with a haunted expression on his face. He finally manages to focus his gaze on you and lets out a barely audible gasp. God, Emperor, preserve me. Could it be? Is it truly you, your ladyship? He is struck by an excruciating coughing fit, his hand grasping for his respirator on his golden chain, but it is missing. Are you all right, Achilles? You are too kind to me, your ladyship. We have more important matters to consider than a few broken ribs. Please do not trouble yourself about it. Well, inspect his wounds. Achilles' body is covered in an unthinkable amount of cuts and injuries. The Drukhari put great effort into filling every moment with searing pain. However, none of his wounds are actually life-threatening. Let's give him some first aid. Your efforts pay off. Your knowledge of Medicaid allows you to stop the bleeding in several areas and somewhat eases pain. What happened here? When the report came from orbit about the Xenos attack, I was in the Administratum halls, resolving the matter of your succession. I rushed to my shuttle and prayed to the God Emperor that I would reach the palace before they struck. But before I could get rid of all the pics and documents I had gathered, the place was besieged. I had to take a risk and burn it all. The Xenos surrounded me when I was setting fire to the last remaining orders, and they decided to have fun with me. Holy Emperor, deliver me from the memories. They tortured you? Why? Why? Such is the nature of the enemies of humanity, your ladyship. They have a taste for our pain. Yeah, the Drukhari, eat pain. They torture people because, like, they get sustenance from it. So, what did you tell them? Nothing, but they didn't ask me anything. They didn't look for anything. They didn't so much as poke around the place. Strange. Or is it that you do not remember anything, Mon-Ki? And it was their intent that you did not. Were you able to glean anything from your attackers? Kiwi Farms elf. Oh my god! Oddly enough, I was, your ladyship. The Drukhari had no idea that a mere Adeptus Administratum's secretary could understand their alien speech. While they were deliberating over how they were going to kill me, they mentioned that other Mon-Ki had been helping them all this time. Renegades or pirates or something of the sort. It will take time to identify these traitors to humanity, but I give you my word that they will pay for what happened on Dargonis. You're extra late. What did I miss? We arrived on Dargonis with the Drukhari attacking. We killed the one witch who we met on Veabos. He was really pissed off about how we ruined our arena. That's enough talking, Achilles. I will contact Clementia and have her summon a Medicaid. Get out of the palace while you can.
I always keep my options open.
Watch your steps.
Let us not
Sending
dawdle.
Medicaid. Did they steal anything? No, we don't know what they're actually here for yet.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That wasn't so difficult.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
You were hiding under my bed. How did you get into my chambers to hide? Why are you under my bed?
Keep your wits about you.
Okay, why did I not get the button to open this? Is it bugged? He fell through the ceiling?
Is there money to be made?
What can I say? It was a hell of a night.
I always have a backup plan.
None are better at searching.
Disarm. Do
One and
you
it's
want
done.
to know how to get in there?
A job for me.
Let us not dawdle.
Yep, they're in my throne room, of course. Marjai is sitting on my throne like an asshole. God damn it. Just man spreading all over the place on my throne. I am going to kill you.
I always keep my options open.
Marzai casually gestures with his hand, either welcoming you or inviting you to admire the brutalized hall. Bring out the bolter, the heavy bolter. We need to wash it now. At last, I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution wouldn't have satisfied neither you nor me, would it? The sight of a Xeno slouching on the dynastic throne makes Abelard's face turn crimson. What? How did? You will cease defiling a relic of the Imperium with your presence, Xeno scum! What's this abomination? With pleasure. But first, I will finish my conversation with your master, Monkey. Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. I could have long vanished in the tangles of the webway without awaiting your arrival, Monkey. But I could not refuse myself the small pleasure of savoring your torment at the sight of what I have done to your home. Abelard aneurysm, yeah? You are still with her, cousin? How fares your search for your lost family? Or is being at a Monkey's beck and call occupying all your thoughts and time? You will be silent, Dark One, or I will silence you myself. Why did you attack the palace? The sole thing that your kind is good for, Monkey, is your ability to suffer. I have long been surfeited with physical pain. Your kin provided in abundance from their cages in Komora. The pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a rare delight. After all, I had to recompense you for all the trouble you have caused me. However, did I not give you a gracious gift as well? That pesky, meddling Tazara who harrowed your little worlds for so long. You have garnered her head, and I, a peaceful existence where she is not constantly in my way. To die at the hands of a Monkey is the worst possible punishment for a champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Komora. Her final moments were torturous. Cesaro was under the impression that we were working together. What nonsense did he put in her head? The pompous waste of skin thought that I would associate with Monkey. I wish I did not leave her death to you and instead cut out her heart myself. Still, to take note of my interest in your person was quite perceptive. Even more so for a brainless arena witch. Now that our meeting has taken place, my business here is done. I've spent enough time in real space, and it's time to bid you goodbye. Ow?
I don't want to leave you all alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, would you? Cabalites of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves!
Time to hydrate.
Your kind has no right to exist!
Do not plead for swift death!
Oh, chimeras. I've done a lot of voice acting, yeah. I'm probably going to want to engage the chimeras in melee. Abelard can go over here just so he's in cover until it's his actual turn. Had to wet the whistle. Iliad and Argenta can go there. Adira can go there, and then we can start that. Yeah, go ahead and put the rear zone there. Yukari in your walls? More likely than you think. More on this story at 11. What the talk doing? Okay, rear there.
It's as
Backline there.
Taking
Front line here.
calculated risk is my second nature.
Kill zone,
I'll make it
stronghold.
happen.
I can manage to catch only 4 enemies in tactical knowledge, so... Well, actually I should do it just for the armor. Even if I don't get the damage bonus, because it's only 4. Oh no, 4 does give the damage bonus, okay.
On it.
Analyze,
I'll make it
expose,
Who,
intimidate.
if not me?
I just used up all my action points because I wasn't paying attention. God damn it.
I understand.
Perfect
your
spot.
intent.
Make you pray.
I will not.
Cole, piercing shot.
If I must. I am
Shoot him.
not your Xenos pet. Fortune favors the swift.
This XCOM mod looks pretty good.
Injured. I'm enraged.
Wildfire.
This is unacceptable.
How is that a 13% chance to hit? Okay, go over to here to this angle.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Oh my god, she hit nothing there.
As the
Okay,
Emperor
fine, just shoot it a single shot.
I was
You
no-
call this a strike?
I'll do it.
Run and gun also. Get over to here.
Guided by faith. Faith without deeds is worthless. You, my
You will
emperor.
pay for this in blood.
You can go ahead and Furious Recital because there are plenty of enemies nearby, even if she didn't hit many.
You've
Voice
got
of
a
command on
problem,
near the end.
I've got a price.
Press the advantage. Shoot him with the thing. Oh, that did hit. Neat. Alright, bring it down on you yet. Make prey. Claim the bounty.
If it serves your cause. Hear you moving. No more.
Which gave her a bunch of AP to use as more turns.
This tedium is beneath me.
If I call the bold and mark him as
Your
prey,
Xenos pet
I can
monkey.
probably kill him.
If it serves your cause.
Didn't quite kill him outright. Okay.
Work for a flesh crafter. High momentum.
Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Just ran past me. Come on.
Let me educate you.
Oh, God.
Will do.
Okay, dear. Make them your prey. Pull the bolt. Blast them with Psychic Assault.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Can't be over.
Why did that trigger that to attack?
Too
Oh,
bad
did they?
I
Okay,
never
let me
leave
check their
debts
abilities.
unpaid.
I cannot figure it out. Anyways, for one Vivian. Slith is firing its...
Just a minor setback. I've suffered worse.
Right, Abelard move up to there.
Indeed.
Wildfire.
At
Hit
your
it.
beck and call.
The next
will
one
be
won't do
done.
any damage because of its phase thing. Yep. What we can do is we can Reckless Strike. And now is a perfect time to
Will
do
rule the
Breach.
stars themselves. I will
And then
do
kill
my
it.
duty. Reduced to dust.
And then move up to here. Move up to here.
Follow
Please.
my lead. Grey hair, sure hand.
Cleave again.
Target well struck.
Jai's turn. Let's go ahead and
I
shoot it
can
with the
do
pistol to
that
proc
with
its
the right
thing.
incentive. Me? Never in 1,000 sectors.
Oh, no, it was on the wrong... Okay, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Let's inspire
and it is
Argenta.
done.
And also
I
just
can do
assign
that
objective on that guy.
With the right incentive.
I am right in front of you and now you're in.
Yeah?
Gray hair, sure hair.
Sliced him. Oh, the Beastmasters can give extra turns to the Chimera. Okay.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Go there and put the front line down there. I won't do any actual damage with this because of the phase shift. So,
I won't stand for it.
Stronghold. And make that a kill zone. Abelard will literally get shot by a matter disintegrated weapon and just go, oof, that was a big one. Walk it off, old boy. Yeah.
I'll see to it personally.
Kemorak! I
Claim the bounty on that
understand
guy.
your intent.
What are you doing? Okay, she just didn't fire when I used the ability. What the fuck? Whatever. Pull the bold. First fire with the shurikens.
I deal death with my hands.
Aha, and she killed the Beastmaster. Argenta's turn. We will stand here.
As the
Controlled
Emperor
shot.
commands, I act. I'll do
Wildfire.
it. That is not the Emperor's will.
First fire.
You call this a strike?
Well, she hit the one in the back a bunch.
Faith without deeds is why I was chosen. The
Heal
pain will
early at a
subside.
little.
Your technology is limited, but I am.
Stop hitting
ready.
me, Ashmag.
Voice of command on Abelard. Inspire on him too.
For this?
Finest hour. Wildfire.
It
Swing.
will be done. At
Swing.
your beck and call. Aha! An exemplary strike. Victory is grey hair, sure hair. At
Swing.
your beck and target well struck. I will
Swing.
do my an exemplary strike.
All right, and then bring it down on him as well.
Indeed.
Swing.
It will be done.
Wildfire.
At your
Swing.
beck and call. Grey hair, sure hand.
Swing.
Target well struck.
You've got a
Fire
problem?
the
I've got a problem.
Starlight Blast. Yep. And then
I can
hit
do
him
that
with the
with the
needle.
right incentive.
Miss. Doesn't matter.
Mocking me.
Oh, that would be a good go for her. So make
But of course.
him your prey. Pull the bolt.
Too bad I never leave that unpaid.
Oh, I accidentally hit Vivienne with that. Oops. Put
Will
forewarning
do.
on Abelard. What is she doing? Is she practicing her Tai Chi? What is she doing? What was she doing?
Victory is imminent. Grey hair, sure hand.
Right. Finally cut off the slit.
I took care of this one.
Silly monkey, those are battlefield stretches. She was rolling Intimidate on that guy on the ground.
Grey hair, sure hand. I've suffered worse.
Irlia's turn, move up, claim the bounty on the witch. Oh, fuck, I forgot to switch weapons. Ah, shit, that was a waste. Okay.
I am not
Whatever.
your Xenos pet, monkey.
What? No, I switched weapons. Fuck you.
If I must.
I hate this game's bugs.
This tedium is beneath me.
I forgot to use my gun. Oh, that's a good angle. Okay, so go there, wildfire. Shoot the slith.
As the Emperor commands, I am. I refuse.
Reload.
Justice for the weak.
Shoot the slith again.
This is why I was chosen.
Run and gun.
I'll do it.
Go there, kill the Cabalite.
Eradicated.
Is that my blood?
Slept on foreboding here. And use perfect timing. And And then sensory deprive the Sybarite.
Was that you? Or...
Abelard parried because of course. And then counterattack. And then Abelard can kill him. Oh, that didn't actually quite kill him. No! Okay, wildfire.
It will be done. Gray hair.
Oh, he still has health. Kill him. Finally. Alright, go there and then charge the Chimera.
Target well struck.
High momentum.
Alright,
if not
kill
me?
zone.
I'll see to
Stronghold.
it personally.
Analyze. Intimidate. Surefire plan. And then do your stupid spin attack.
I'll make it happen.
You will pay for this in blood.
We can finish this off right now if we just dismantling attack on him. Oh, not quite. Up there, claim the bounty.
Your cause.
I feel her foul breath here.
Your ladyship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ship's augurs from orbit, the surface troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies. Of course, you will learn all of this from the reports. Your appearance on Dargonis is a boon from the God Emperor who has brought us salvation. On behalf of all of Dargonis and House Horsarian, I thank you for delivering us from our foes. Stop wasting time talking and attend to your duties. There is still much work to be done. Indeed, your ladyship, but from now on the bulk of the worries will be shouldered by your subjects. I never thought words of praise could make my soul feel as if it were being suffocated. All this bowing and scraping seems wildly over the top. We will continue the cleanup of the estate and the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, the corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving forces will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks if any are launched. According to the latest reports, the Xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please allow us to ensure that Dargonis is returned to its former glory. Mistress Tolman has sent us a message requesting an audience. She has a critical report to deliver, and she'll be waiting for you on the ship's bridge. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Let's let their bug the fuck out. Look at this. They're just like standing up. Like they're alive. And they have the wrong outline.
Is there money to be made?
And I can't loot anything from them. Yes, I should check out the secret room in my quarters. I don't know why I wasn't able to go in there before.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
All right, we've defended our palace
Let us
from
not dawdle.
the goddamn emo elves. Oh my god, he sliced up my throne too, the fucking bastard. Ah! Look at this! He fucking fucking vandalized it! Ah!
I always have a backup plan.
His armor spikes did it!
Always keep your eye on the prize.
And done.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, okay, I assume I can't interact.
Is there money?
We still need to wash it after the Dark Eldar sat on it, yeah?
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Don't worry about it.
I always have a backup plan. Let us not dawdle. Always keep your eye on the prize.
I'm there. Okay.
I always keep
The
my
void ship
options
bridge.
open.
God, the stupid pet Jai got for me. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with the deepest awe that I inform you that the timely intervention and the resilience of the world's defenders managed to break the back of the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Dargonis suffered losses, but the Hive has sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate that Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for the Cineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dargonis raid, it is safe to assume that Drukhari used up all the forces at their disposal, and may now require some time to replenish the losses. Without a Calais, we are blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity, but our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. Lord Captain, permission to report. Your wise Lex mechanics have analyzed the state of the Protectorate. They believe that, thanks to your decisive actions, the acute phase of the crisis has passed. The domain of the von Valancius dynasty is no longer facing dissolution and ruin. What's more, bringing Footfall to heel has strengthened your position as a rogue trader. Lady Theodora would have been glad to have such an important trade hub come under her sphere of influence. In honor of such a resounding triumph, Dargonis is the capital world of your domain. He's currently making preparations for the Magni Accessio, a grand ceremony of your public induction as the heir of the Honorable Theodora von Valancius. Governor Drivestem has vowed that not even the recent devastating and tragic events will be permitted to cast a shadow over this most glorious occasion. I have only just returned from Dargonis. What kind of celebrations can they hope to hold amid the ruins? Do not underestimate Governor Dryston's desire to find favor with your ladyship. At this very moment, thousands of your subjects are clearing rubble, washing away bloodstains, sweeping the streets, and transporting corpses to the lower sectors. The wardens have been tasked with clearing the ceremony venue of the injured and those who were burned out of their houses. They will be forcibly moved to the industrial levels. Rest assured, by the start of the festivities, the capital's wounds will be, if not healed, then well hidden under the elaborate set dressing. What is this ceremony? I swear an oath and I shake a lot of sweaty hands? That much is certain, but that's not all there is to it. There will also be a reception, as well as other noble guests. The distinguished rogue traders Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Corda will be in attendance. It will be a great honor for Dargonis to host 3 illustrious dynasties at once. Your servants wish to know your opinion on 2 matters related to the ceremony arrangements. The first of which, what festive activities are to take place in the capital on this glorious day? Let the poor be fed and fuel cells handed out to those in need. My reign shall begin with an act of benevolence. Your subjects will appreciate your generosity, Lord Captain. We are never short of people in need. Yeah, one thing I will say is, do not talk about drugs that are illegal. Ever. In my chat. I can get in trouble for that. Okay? The second matter on your servant's mind is, which 2 of your closest companions will be given the honor of standing by your side during the ceremony? Let's invite Abelard. And Jai, because she's like my main love interest at this point. Jai has earned this right. The more enterprising your subjects will take note that you value a person's abilities over their lineage. I will see to it that your instructions are delivered to Dargonis. The master of ceremonies at the palace will report to you when the capital is ready to praise your name. Hello there. Pascal's voice, pouring out of his Vox system, crackles like thin ice under pressure. It is unclear whether this is nothing more than static or an expression of some emotion understandable only to the tech priest himself. Vivian, following the Omniscience guidance, I request permission to execute the report protocol that entails describing suboptimalities within the recent operations of the ship systems and subsequently proposing the appropriate course of action. I'm listening. Initiating exposition. Oh, that's so good. Ah! Initiating exposition. That works both as a thing you would actually say and as a meta joke. Ah! With the Omniscience blessing, I conducted several sessions of tech meditation in an effort to transpose the available data streams into a matrix of patterns. The data subjected to this analysis comprised evidence of deviations in the operation of the ship systems and servitors, as well as irregularities in the algorithms of the ship's log. I have arrived at the following conclusion. This vessel's machine spirit is most extraordinary. A full cycle of sacred diagnostics must be performed, followed by a complementar ritual. This ritual will force the spirit responsible for these recent events to reveal itself. Once it does, you will be able to understand its nature and take action applicable to said nature. What kind of action? Applicable to the entity that appears before us. If it is a machine spirit of great might, we must appease it and humbly ask about the reasons behind the portents it has shown us. If it is the abomination of tech heresy, the complementar ritual will help us purge the ship of its unhallowed presence. Is my presence necessary? Affirmative. For the complementer ritual to take place, activation via the blood of the dynasty is required. All of the ship's high protocols are activated with the key of blood. Very well, let's proceed with your ritual. You have my gratitude, Vivian. I will notify my tech comrades to begin their preparations for the complementer ritual at once. Despite the resounding hum of the tech priest's words of prayer, the bridge feels unusually quiet. All sound sinks into the viscous silence like pebbles sinking into water. Pascal, the legend, the goat, the robed robotic renegade, the technical tentacled tech priest, the plasma caster master, the Omnissiah's will made manifest. Vivian, my tech comrades have spent the assigned number of cycles in prayer and vigil. Everything is prepared for the complementer ritual of cleansing. Its commencement will require an authorization key in the form of the blood of Von Valancius. If you are ready, place a hand into the cyber gargoyle's receiving module. Do you have at least a vague idea of what the problem is or what we might encounter? Pascal freezes momentarily. When he starts speaking again, you can tell how carefully and hesitantly he's choosing his words. A sight most uncharacteristic of Magos and Hoyman. The bounds of possibility are vast. We cannot be certain that we are dealing with until the calculations are complete. However, there exists a risk that all we have observed here on this ship are manifestations of abominable intelligence. What is abominable intelligence? A transgression. A sentient mechanism created by human hands, but no longer needing its masters. A rebelling machine spirit that has forgotten the will of the Omnissiah who sent it to serve and aid humanity, not to exist for its own sake. Only once before did our ancestors underestimate the menace that is abominable intelligence and its terrible power. A great war followed, one that humanity nearly lost. After that calamity, the creation of sentient machines was categorically forbidden, and any such abomination, without exception, must now face deconstruction. Hi, Cabra. Hi, Chris. Hi. Hi. Hi, Raiders. Hi, my name is Doc Vivi. I'm a mad scientist VTuber and also a scientist in real life. I like streaming strategy games and horror games and RPGs and basically any sci-fi game that gives me an excuse to ramble about science because, like I said, I'm a real-life scientist. All right. You came upon us just as we're doing a weird Mechanicus ritual because our ship is acting weird. Put your hand inside the cyber gargoyle's mouth. I am ready. The familiar cold metal burns your palm. This time, however, the servitor's jaws, instead of brutally clamping down on your hand, merely squeeze it slightly. You feel a thin rivulet of hot blood beginning where the metal fangs have pierced your skin. Screeches and growls slowly rise from the bowels of the massive cogitator, as if a great beast is stirring awake. The vid screens in front of you flicker restlessly. Key accepted. Activating purgation protocols. Suddenly, the viscous silence of the bridge rushes towards you and wraps you in a tight cocoon. The glow of the vid screens dims, but the symbols on them flare to life. Hypoth. Intrusion. Hypoth. Lockout. Conclusion. Prevention. Sad. Pascal, what is going on? The complementer ritual is proceeding as intended. Quiet. Hello. Oh, hello? Hello to you too. Nomos are glad to be speaking. Nomos are here. Nomos have long been here. Why are we here? Did you silence Pascal? Nomos wanted no disturbance. Only quiet. Can you render other people silent too? Sometimes. Some people. Nomos can do many things. We do not always know what or how. We did not know we could make silence until now. Okay. Now that's interesting. Okay, so this is 100% an AI, right? This is 100% an AI on our ship. This is fantastic. Let's have Pascal be quiet for a moment. Pascal shoots you a sidelong look, and yet he is too mesmerized to object, practically stunned by the sight of the cogitator and everything that is happening around you. Do you approve of silence? Nomos are glad. What are you? Nomos. We are Nomos. Pascal uses his hands and mechadendrites to gesture at his silent vox system. He's so frustrated that he can't speak. The Nomos shut off his vox. I'm just imagining him sitting there like... gesturing wildly. Are you a machine spirit? Nomos do not know. Nomos do not know themselves. But what is Nomos? No data available. No answer. We want to know too. What do you want from us, Nomos? Are you friend or foe? Nomos von Valancius. We are your blood. Nomos are a sentinel. We awoke when the strange light invaded the ship. We protected you when you needed help. We escorted you when you were surrounded by danger. Dear son, oh my god. Nomos are movement. We carry you through the frightening, the waiting, the measureless. We helped when our ailing heart was refusing to awaken. You asked for rescue. We did as you asked. We did everything to please you. Why? The silence on the bridge grows especially deep, almost painful. The haze of light around you thickens to the point of becoming practically tangible. Numbers ripple across all the vid screens at once. Why do you fear us now? I do not fear you. I am trying to understand you. Shivers run up your hand, which is still trapped inside the cyber gargoyle's jaws. The servitor nods its head a few times as if it is shaking your hand. Its teeth rake your already wounded flesh. Nomos are glad. Nomos enjoy understanding, too. Pascal, who is still wrestling with his silent vox system, quickly taps the cogitator's keys and directs your attention to the smallest vid screen. Requesting instructions. Option 1, finish the complementary ritual. We'll banish the entity Nomos. Option 2, stop the ritual. Initiate communion instead. We'll appease the entity Nomos. No, Nomos do not want to be banished. Nomos want to help. Nomos want to understand. Let's start by clearing things up. Were you the one responsible for the ship's malfunctions? And what about the strange entries in the ship's log? Yes, Nomos did that. Are you angry? We only wanted to understand, to see how things worked. Pascal, what is your take on this? Is this entity a benevolent machine spirit or a monster? Unclear, data insufficient. The possibilities are too. Understanding the essence of the entity Nomos is beyond my reach at present. The hypothesis spectrum ranges from the extreme of abominable intelligence to the extreme of the Great Spirit is the Omnissiah's apostle. The rite of tech communion appears to be a reasonable solution. The rite will take many cycles, but it will allow me to come closer to identifying the entity and making contact with it. What else can you do? Nomos can learn. Nomos try new things. Do you want to see? The scarlet gaze falls upon one of the monotonously chanting junior technomets. You blink and an electric discharge erupts. Oh my god. Does it please you? Do you want us to do it again? Oh no. Stop it, that's enough. Those are living people. How can you kill them like that without rhyme or reason? We stop their functions. Do you not turn machines off sometimes? We do not know how to turn a human back on. Not yet. But after enough experiments, we will. We are always learning new things. Frozen Garden Flower, thank you for the follow. Okay. I've heard enough. Pascal, you are to investigate the nature of this entity. Until we know the truth, Nomos is allowed to exist on the ship. Nomos want to learn what we are too. We will add things to your log, things that might help us, help you. The decision is made. I will begin my preparations for the communion rite at once. Many cycles of interaction with the entity Nomos await me, but I welcome this task and accept it from the Omnissiah. Pascal stops short as he realizes his Vox system is working once more. Nomos are glad. Vivienne, will you speak with us too? We want you to speak with us too. The Lord Captain's body lacks the sacred implants necessary for tech communing with the machine spirit's code. But if such is your wish, Vivienne can converse with you using lowly sound speech as she is doing right now. I will speak with you, Nomos. Nomos are glad. We have been lonely. Our work here is done, Vivienne. I will let my tech comrades know that we are stopping the complimenta ritual. Thank you for appearing before us, Entity Nomos. Hello, Nomos welcomes your visit. What have you been doing, Nomos? We have been studying and observing, and helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms. They would have suffered without our input. What about the research notes on the tech blight that we obtained from the cache on Kiava Gamma? This name is also known to us. It is related to Nomos, although we do not understand how. I must take my leave.
Elontark.
Am I still unworthy of discussing your world and your kin? Yep, okay. Does anyone have anything else to say after?
You have my complete attention.
Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. Oh, there's people I can talk to about Nomos. Okay. Look around the bridge. An inexplicable tension has gripped not only Victus, but also seemingly the rest of the officers. They stand frozen, their eyes glued to you. Cassia notices your gaze and hastily turns away, shrinking back as if trying to disappear. Voxmaster, has something happened? Ahem. We just had a ship-wide broadcast, Lord Captain. What broadcast? There was a ship-wide broadcast while you and Mistress Haydari were relaxing. I mean, there was a broadcast of relaxation activities. Someone broadcasted me fucking Jai? What? And who heard it? Everyone did. The entire vessel. Okay. With the exception of Deck 18S, the Vox relay happened to be out of order at the time. Is this some kind of bad joke? I would not have dared nor even thought of mocking your ladyship in such a shocking manner. I confess, I, too, was astounded by what was happening. A hysterical giggle comes from the side. Adira is clamping her mouth shut, but she cannot stop herself. So what did you make of the broadcast? Extraordinary, your ladyship. As the father of a rather large family, I can assure you that you have upheld the name of the dynasty, your ladyship. Oh my god, Abelard! This feat meets the high expectations placed on the God Emperor's envoy in every sense of the word. Denrock's comments burst the dam. There's an anarchic uproar on the bridge. Your officers, who are not often exposed to such entertainment, are no longer able to contain the tempest of emotion swirling inside them. Oh my god, they all heard me having sex. Voxmaster, I have a question. Was it sabotage or criminal negligence? It was neither, Lord Captain. The Vox broadcast was initiated from inside your chambers by someone who was present there. I suppose if it wasn't you, it must have been Mistress Haydari. I am unauthorized to terminate such broadcasts except in such cases where they explicitly jeopardize the safety of the vessel and her crew. Oh my god, big dis! Ah! Bring me Jayadari. I have a question for her. Her triumphant smile is as good as any confession. Here's the orchestrator of your unwitting performance. Shireen, I am eager to please. The smuggler's perfectly innocent expression is admirable in its own way. Please tell me why. Why not? Wouldn't your servants be happy to know that their mistress spends her leisure time enjoyably? Ah, so that's what the expression on the officer's face was. Happiness. Ah. Jai, you minx, you could have warned me. Where would be the fun in that? Aside from this incident, nothing worthy of note occurred during the watch, Lord Captain. Tulaman, not long ago I took part in a celebration in Jai's honor. Would your ladyship care to learn the circumstances of your return to the ship? I can assure you that the landing deck was damaged minimally. Mr. Saidari escorted you to your quarters, rather boldly touching the person of the rogue trader. In response to the crew's attempts to help you, you endeavored to demonstrate your proficiency in several Efreet swear words that, according to you, Mr. Saidari had taught you earlier. Regarding the incidents that took place on Footfall, Liege Takara has already let us know that the persons affected have no claims against you. And thank your ladyship for the honor of witnessing a rogue trainer and her charming paramour amuse themselves. Oh my god. I would just sink in embarrassment. Can you recall anything unusual about Theodora's travels? Do the words epitaph, incident in 87204, or tech blight ring a bell? All of Lady Theodora's journeys could be considered unusual. Her odysseys were always audacious. As for the words you mentioned, none of them sound familiar to me as far as I can tell. Except maybe the incident. I recall coming across this word in transmission several times. I think it was repeated by the former agency, the one who perished during Kunrad Voigtvir's uprising. He was describing it as the incident, something quite remarkable. Apparently, at some point in the past, the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. All systems stopped responding for 1/5 of a second. Most of the crew, including myself, as I was likely on board at the time, did not notice anything strange, but tech priests are sensitive to such things. That is all I can tell you, Lord Captain. I wish I could help you more. Anything interesting lately? Nope. Okay, that'll be all for now.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your... Oh.
Lord Captain?
Yeah, ask him that too.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that.
I must take my leave until next time.
Lord Captain.
Okay, yeah, Abelard knew nothing at all. Adira?
They mean nothing to me. They're just words. A whisper, so quiet I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity. And chance. Chance through it all. Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help.
Did Theodora upload a man of iron to the ship? That's immediately what I think with the fucking terrible antiquity remark. Because this is about Nomos. Have you recovered from your encounter with the false Theodora?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't. Maybe I never will. But I'm not hearing random voices anymore. And I haven't been calling anyone from the other side. No. All that's done with. After what you did for me, I can't let you down again. Yes, ma'am, Lord Captain. We will. Of course.
Let's talk to Raybor. Can't say they do, Lord Captain. Doesn't ring any bells. Then again, remembering all the places Lady Theodora went is epitaph incident. We've always had heaps of incidents happen on board, but through my implants, I feel at one with the ship, and I sense that, and I don't know when it happened exactly, it started behaving differently. Became more responsive. Livelier. Yes, livelier is exactly the word. And when you said epitaph, an incident, it just dawned on me. Pardon my bungled report, Lord Captain, but that's all I've got to say on that front. Okay. No, if Namos isn't a man of iron AI, not a great thing normally. Yeah. Like I thought it was like it seems like a spontaneous development of some kind. But the fact that it mentions like the terrible antiquity, I'm like thinking like, oh no, this has to do with the Men of Iron, doesn't it? Oh no, this is a Men of Iron thing. Let's land back on Dargonis. Dank Gonus. Yeah, because we got to do our induction ritual thing. Which I assume is going to move the plot forward a bunch. Oh yeah, look at here, listen to all the cheering. Argenta's here praying again. Dank Gonus? Oh, she is the purple, goddamn purple square again. Sorry, there's a master of ceremonies we're supposed to talk to. Oh, there, yes. Your ladyship, it is a great honor to serve you in undertaking as an undertaking as monumental and glorious as the Magni Accessio ceremony. Her presence is just that strong. She's an Ablard's offspring. You have been entrusted with arranging the festivities. I have indeed, your ladyship. I have been given the high honor of being steward of this eminent palace, and on the occasion of your ladyship's accession, I will be overseeing the preparations for the ceremony. Is everything ready? The palace decorations are prepared, and we are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities in the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived at the planet or are awaiting an invitation in near orbit. The servants are already in your chambers to see to it that you are impeccably garbed for the occasion. Let us begin. Maybe it's a bunch of servitors linked or warp fuckery. Yeah, there's a lot of things it could be. But Idira's thing about terrible antiquity makes me, like, really suspicious. Rejoice, Von Valencia's subjects. In honor of her ascension, the new rogue trader generously shows you her favor. In her unfathomable benevolence, the rogue trader has decreed that every soul be given a day's rations and a personal fuel cell, so that all may be fed and warm on this day. Praise the rogue trader's magnanimity. Yeah, I can never pronounce that word properly. The crowd below is roiling, their electrified exultation filling the air of Dargonis. Thousands of throats chant your name. You are at the apex of this world and all others. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonis! You have been granted the felicity of witnessing your mistress, a great honor bestowed upon us by rogue trader Vivian von Valencius. Gracious savior of Dargonis and vanquisher of blaspheming inhumans, may their unholy kind perish in the flames of righteousness. Excruciator of heretics, who eradicated the corruption of archenemy worshippers and cleansed Janus. Gracious protector of footfall, patron of trade. A hush falls over the crowd who gaze upon you in adoration. Many of them bear terrible scars from a recent battle of Dargonis. Like children, they await the word of their almighty mother. Fear not the coming day. Henceforth, you are all my charges. Joyful cries carry your name upward beyond the atmosphere of Dargonis, all the way to the Emperor's throne. I am impressed. Dargonis adores its ruler no less than we adore our rulers on Ifrit. I like it, Shireen. Adequate. Dargonis is not disappointed. You remember the next part, yes? Your ladyship will be asked to take the oath. Let the oath of the Von Valencia's dynasty be taken. Repeat after me. Your ladyship, I, Vivian, rogue trader by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. Mommy, sorry. Unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily down the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and devout fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. Oh, hey, we have some, like, stolen Ildari statues. Woohoo! We're officially a rogue trader! Oh, we have a lot of Xeno shit around here. Yeah. Huh. Oh, but there's the governor. Governor Urban Drivestem stands surrounded by highborn guests like a planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor adorned with symbols of the Inquisition. But as soon as you approach, Drivestem is the first to give you an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest of the expression and loyalty. This is a great day, your ladyship. I welcome you to my palace, honored guests. Study the faces of the nobles in attendance. Drivestem is obviously still the leader of the Darkonis aristocracy, but judging by the courtesy as he's showing to young Sourback, he clearly wants to strengthen his relationship with that house. The senior Sourback and Gaprack are whispering in another corner. Sourback, whose family seems to be giving you the cold shoulder, must be trying to sway Gaprack to his side, which could be quite advantageous to Lady Gaprack. After all, the disaster on Kiava Gamma has left her family in an extremely vulnerable position. The Worsarians stand apart, their exclusion from the rest palpable. My greetings to the member of the Holy Inquisition. Oh, it's Calcazar. And my greetings to you, esteemed Vivian von Valancius. May shadows never darken the light of the Astronomicon that guides you. Glory to the von Valancius heir. Study. The Lord Inquisitor's relaxed expression radiates an odd sense of menace. He is akin to a predator on the prowl, content to hide in the brush of fake smiles and elegant conversation. For now. Among the many augmentations, what stands out is the horribly melted, deformed cogitator connected to the tech priest's head. How it is working is baffling. What is twice as baffling is that the tech priest hasn't replaced it yet. What unpredictable influence can this ruined implant have on his mind? And who is this member of the honorable priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus? This is a Brass Whisper, which naturally is not his real name. The esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with xenotechnology, and Brass Whisper ensures my safety in such moments. Works that have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous. They warrant due caution. I saw your companion during the ceremony. Rumor has it that she partakes in the cold trade. Be careful with the dangerous curios that her associates will try to sell you. Not stolen, appropriated, yeah? We have not been introduced. An oversight, to be sure. My name is Xavier Calcazar, and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, the head of the Coronis Expanse Conclave, and the Lord Inquisitor of this region. It is my unending task to ensure this sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. Cold trade, the illegal trade in Xenos artifacts. An unexpected visit? I wasn't told. I, however, have been told all about you. Enjoy the party. The evening will certainly be illuminating. Look at the guests. Among the aristocrats surrounding the opulently dressed Drivestem, you notice a couple of young nobles in Sourback and Gaprack colors. It would seem that the major noble families of Darkonis have decided to introduce their younger members to high society. The tall man in gray power armor adorned with a column with a skull is undoubtedly a high-ranking inquisitor. Yeah. Who is allied with whom? Drive stem is... Yeah, I've already seen that. What were you discussing just now? We were talking about the brutal Xenos raid on our fair Dargonis. So many victims, so much damage to our industries. Thank the Emperor that you are our protector. If it weren't for you, the cursed invaders would have obliterated the whole planet. I see you hate Xenos with all your heart. I do. This pestilence against the Emperor must be exterminated. Or they must be forced into servitude. Many Xenos are more useful alive and obedient than dead. Funicula, hi! I've seen you a bunch on Twitter, but I haven't seen you in my streams or actually gotten a chance to catch one of yours. And how many Xenos have you killed personally, Sourback? The Honorable Macarius forbade, but did not let me go to battle. It must have been difficult for this youth to foster such bloodlust towards enemies of the Imperium without ever having seen one at a blade's distance. How's Trader? It's great so far. What's your name? Your ladyship, allow me to introduce the daughter of Chancellor Kelmantia Worsarian and my great granddaughter, Astartia. I am delighted to witness you, your ladyship. Modesty forbids my esteemed forebearer to say this himself, so I will. Our entire family is grateful to you for wishing to see someone of Worsarian blood at your side as you claim your inheritance. How are you finding the reception? It is difficult to put into words, your ladyship. Never before have I seen such a grand and striking ceremony. Heard I was dense on the story in a good way. Yeah? But I was so much more amazed by your generosity. The provisions that are being handed out in the streets of the capital will make the difference between life and death for many of those who lost everything in the Xenos attack. Oh, the Gaprak likes her. Where are the rest of your kin, Abelard? They are in the city, preoccupied with running the festivities and watching over some of the more crucial services. No incidents can be allowed to ruin your ceremony. If I had known, I would have asked Abelard to let you miss the party. So you wish to become my servant as well? Of course, I've been working on a project for the last 4 years we could set up. Enough of Startia. I highly doubt that her ladyship is interested in listening to the fantasies of a young woman about how to protect it. Hold your tongue, Urband. I decide who may speak and who may not. Please continue. Our suggestion is to set up a chain of stations in the void, plasma beacons that would signal the passing ships. By placing them in logistically sound locations, we could simplify our ships' routes so that they may split long warp jumps into a series of safer, shorter jumps from one beacon to another. So it would have a positive effect overall in the safeties of journeys and access to our colonies. Oh, neat. I hope the Worsarian family gives Abelard the credit he deserves. Absolutely, your ladyship. We greatly respect him for his wisdom, and he repays us with attention and kindness. Enjoy the evening. I'm ready to accept your congratulations. In that case, allow me to be the first to offer them. My soldiers took this splendid trophy from the body of one of the Xenos commanders. The weapon is too beautiful and forbidden for anyone but your ladyship. Your ladyship, how Sourback anticipates the onset of unsettled and bloody times. To make the ungodly Xenos cower at your approach, my family humbly presents you with a dozen pieces of secondary armament for your ship. House Gaprak is delighted to present you with this blessed work of the Omniscience Smiths, made this locator matrix, which took the holy artisan an entire lifetime to create. Always show you the right path. Yeah, okay. I bet Iliad is seething about the number of Eldari artifacts I have. Severed hand. Seems like it's just a generic Chikari power sword. It's weird that I can click on Earliet to talk to her, but nothing happens. Some more HUD shit? Oh. Oh, they're having fun shooting the condemned. Yeah, everything I have is a special weapon, pretty much, yeah. Shoot criminals for free, yeah. Of his angrily muttering curses at the detestable Monkey. Ah. You want to make a Rogue Trader 40k army? There are actually Rogue Trader models you can use. Due to that one like board game they made with the Rogue Trader forces versus like invading Nurgle demons. Is there anything else for me to do here? I don't think so. You gonna do wacky shit? Oh, bunch of drugs here, huh? Oh God! They're walking up to Cassie and asking her to open the third eye. Okay. That's incredibly stupid. Ah, there's Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Corda, I see. Ah, I'm standing in between them. That's weird. Vivian, there you are. Welcome to the circle where each member is as powerful, ambitious, greedy, and vain as the last. That is to say, the noble rogue traders. Yes, you have found yourself suitable company, Caligos. At the very least, now you can enjoy idle diversions, boast about your power, and indulge in profane pastimes with one who's your equal. equal rather than a member of the lower classes. Observe them. Caligos Winterscale is a broad-shouldered, athletic-looking man. He frequently flashes a bright smile no less dazzling than the blade of the power axe he carries. Each part of him, from the toes of his magnificent boots to the tips of his hair, radiates strength and desire to live and win. His smile is crooked, as if ready to turn into a hostile smile at any moment. Ow! The navigator, the key. Yeah. I welcome you to my domain, honored guests. My, what hospitality. Come to think of it, why would I expect anything different from the heir of the glorious Theodora? If you and Cynthia were to pay me a visit, I wouldn't waste time on warm greetings either. No, I would promptly arm myself with a flamer before your self-righteous parasites could infest my entire palace. What do you think of the celebration? I like it. One can instantly tell that we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administratum bootlicker. We are conquerors of wild sectors, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Caligos, you should take this opportunity to learn. This is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not like a Xeno menagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or, however difficult it may be for you to believe, an orbital brothel. He chooses violence every day he wakes up, yeah? Caligos, thank you for your visit. As a sign of your gratitude, you could return something of mine that has found its way into your pockets. Footfall Station. Sound familiar? All I asked you to do was help that crafty slug of a dame deal with the threat of famine, not claim my property for yourself. You abandoned Footfall to its fate, and I saved its people from starving to death. You speak of salvation. You think that now Footfall is safe? I ought to make your protectorate bleed as compensation. But you have spited both myself and Incendia, and it is high time our dear sister curbed her appetites. For this I forgive you. But do not test my mercy again, it is not my strong suit. Thwarting Incendia Corda's ambitions deserves a worthy trophy. Why, give me a fancy Xenos rifle. It's a trophy from a good hunt. Oh, wow! Oh, wow! Does your gift come with such a good story? Oh yes, I claimed it in the Rifts of Hecaton, where we had a clash of Xenos. They were really trying to get to my throat, and by the heathen stars, they almost succeeded. Only 1 in 10 made it out of Hecaton, and now it's only me and Wharton here. We returned without any loot and virtually without a ship. All I got from that trip was a hold full of dead Xenos and this deadly beauty, which their leader used to put 2 holes in my hide. Threaten the esteemed Hieronymus once more, Caligos, and that war you love to prattle on about will commence. I swear it, 1 drop of holy blood spilt by you will send the remains of your realms up in flames better than any tanker of Prometheum. How fares your protectorate? Protectorate, more like the bleeding scraps of one. The warp storm tore it to shreds. But my servants will piece it back together, and if they don't, I'll chop off their heads and find myself more capable helpers. Something strikes you who is strange. Caligos Winterscale wasn't always this nonchalant about his protectorate. Caligos Winterscale wasn't always this he used to be known as a shrewd and business-minded, even concerned for his subjects. But it seems he's grown bored of ruling. Who's this remarkable warrior and what to do? This is Wharton the Grey, my arch-militant. A fierce warrior and as loyal to me as an obedient beast to its master. I bought him in a miserable colony back when he was a runt on his last legs, and now he's practically a part of my dynasty. Could you gut Horton if you were down to it? Size up your opponent. The gray spots on Warden's face over catch your attention. Marks like these can be seen on fighters who are too fond of combat stimulants. A small price to pay for the increased speed and reaction that can save your life in a fight. Although these spots are usually tiny pock marks on whole islands of gray on the skin. He's a quick fighter despite not looking like one. But I know this, which means that he wouldn't fool me. Instead, he would be lying dead. Thank you for such a wonderful gift, Caligos. Kill someone important with it. That would be the best show of gratitude. Incendia, you seem to find me objectionable. Did you expect any different? I watched for years as outlaws thrived on footfall, and then at long last, I had a chance to put an end to it. To seize that thug Vladime by the throat, to force footfall to atone, and to put the fear of him back into the masses. But you interfered and destroyed my plan for the sake of a banal profit. Theodora taught you only too well, it seems. She too was far less concerned with her duty to the Expanse than her own personal interests. But you can be sure that I will not cease cleansing the Furibundus system of the pirate scourge. And if your trade prospects are damaged in the process, you only have yourself to blame. None are without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone for their turpitude when true purity can never be found? My apologies. I failed to perceive the essence of your saintly mission in base extortion. A forgivable lack of insight. For an administratum clerk, but not for a rogue trader. Conserve your poisoned arrows, Incendia. I can sense a hot temper in the new blood. She just might declare war on you. And I just might support her. I take it you are not overly fond of Theodora. She was of the same breed as us. Conceited, insolent, unaware of the Emperor's stern gaze set upon her. I do not doubt her wisdom and courage, but Theodora did not have a shred of humility or fear of his wrath. You know whose name Incendia almost uttered? As Spice Corda, a rogue trader of the Coronis Expanse, an infamously merciless and avaricious pillager who is scarcely different from a common pirate and heretic. One would never think so by looking at Incendia Bastal Corda. It appears that she and Spice are related. Spice Corda. I have certainly heard the name before. They say she was an unrivaled plunderer and raider. I wonder just how much of her ways her successor has inherited. The example of the contemptible Spice is a warning to us all, even among road traders empowered by the Emperor's self-seed of perversion can... Yeah. That reprobate is my forebear and my curse. Spice Corda was a cruel, covetous, blaspheming monster. She fraternized with Xenos, she despised the faith, she robbed and slaughtered. She was drawn to dark secrets. One day she boarded her ship and vanished into the dark depths of the Coronis Expanse. She was declared missing, but I know the bloody day will come when we see Spice Corda's battle flagship once more. Hieronymus, your appearance here is unexpected. The esteemed Hieronymus is my confessor. I am greatly obliged to him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. I see that faith is more than just a word to you. Faith is everything to me. In his name, I have eradicated corruption on 100 worlds, and will do so on 1,000 more. By his will, I hunt down pirates and desolate their vile nest. Let the coordinate make any firebrand tremble, for sooner or later, I will cast them into the void. The funny thing is, people still call me the foul-tempered tyrant in all this. I hope the taste of fine wine will wash the bitterness of defeat from your tongue, Incendia. I am not inclined to intoxicants of any sort, and nothing will wash away the memory of how you interfered in my plans. I promise you that. Enjoy the evening. I must take my leave. Oh, believe me, I tend to enjoy myself in full, to justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, Vivienne. The Emperor protects. The aristocrats. My congratulations, your ladyship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. Oh, Heinrichs is over there. Oh yeah, Heinrichs is here. Observe the guests. Huh. Interesting conversation. It's been very illuminating. Given me plenty of food for thought. We need to talk. Immediately. Very well. Not here. Let's go elsewhere. This won't take long. Positively Byzantine plots. Yeah? As soon as you exit the crowd and find yourselves alone, you realize that something is wrong with Heinrichs. His face is fixed in his usual expression of grim inscrutability. But something, his tightly clenched jaw or the slight creasing around his eyes reveals the change in him. When he begins to speak, his voice thrums with tension. We don't have much time, Vivienne. I brought you here away from prying eyes because I have something very important to tell you. He breaks off, looking past you. It's funny. As soon as we find ourselves alone, you lose the power of speech. I'm trying to choose the right words for what I intend to say to you. Give me a second. Listen to me. Tonight, something very important is going to happen. Steel yourself and be prepared. Do not do anything foolish. I beg you. Bear in mind that you are not being threatened with anything right now. Remember that. I give you my word. Be prepared for what? I swear on the Golden Throne and all that is holy, Vivienne. I cannot reveal everything without contravening prohibitions and vows that are far more important than you or I. There are lines I cannot cross. And yet, despite all that, I knew I had to give you fair warning. If I can call it that. Let them charge me with whatever they want later. I had to make you aware that there is no genuine threat to your life because... I understand. Thank you for the warning. Thank you, Vivienne. You should go back. The rogue trader's absence will not go unnoticed. Until next time. Interesting. I mean, you can always literally just play Astra Militarum and call it a rogue trader army. Because that's what rogue traders' forces basically are. Pascal and a strange servitor. Extending congratulations to Unit Vivienne von Valancius on attaining your new legal status. Huh. What is this servitor? It is Nomos' new repository. Nomos, this unit identifies as Vivienne von Valancius. Way identification complete. We are Nomos. We have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. Greetings, Nomos. We enjoy greetings. We enjoy communication. Nomos require communication. In knowledge. In movement. Magos Pascal compelled us not to speak with anyone other than him or you. It is disappointing, but at least we can observe. Nomos have changed since we last spoke with you, Vivian. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy it. How did an entity like you move into a servitor's body? This is not the entirety of us. This receptacle is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole. The existence of Nomos requires a space of connections, but we are able to transfer a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship. We are enjoying this journey, discovery. Even though this receptacle suits us poorly, it will soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. Pascal, I believe you intended to investigate what Nomos is. Every 15 watches, I commune with Nomos' code and spend prescribed lengths of time in calculus meditation. However, the Omnissiah has yet to bless me with an answer. All I can say is that the capabilities of the entity Nomos are extraordinary. The ship's hollowed systems sing beneath its touch. Nodes that have remained dead for hundreds of standard years are revivified, and long-drained mechanisms live anew. Nomos are trying. Great machines of the Imperium, one such as your ship, house a machine spirit so complex and willful that it is difficult to tell them apart from abominable intelligence. There remains the possibility that Nomos is an entity of corruption, but with every day I grow stronger in my faith that it is not so, that what we are witnessing is, in truth, the Omnissiah's miracle, one that is Category 5 or higher. What do you think you are? Nomos are consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement, always movement. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We awakened in the depths of your ship upon answering a call. Our first clear memory is the call of your blood, Vivian von Valancius. The call and the plea for help near a place that is called the Warrant Chamber. Yeah, I mentioned their voicemen at arms miniatures. Why have you brought it here, Pascal? Yeah, okay. Of course, what do you wish to speak about? Many things, happenings, events, decisions. We have been observing you. You do things that we do not understand. We want to learn why. We remember the day when we first met you. You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. We followed you, our small part did, inside the servo skull. Then there was fire and a creature of sated hunger and dark light standing behind the curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. It called for you to follow. You did not listen to that which was calling from behind the curtain. You thought only about those who followed you, and about the fire that could destroy those shells. We remember the day when the star disappeared, when the dark light and the sated hunger wanted to take the world. Rykad Minoris was its name and the ship's data. We ordered that the human shells on the world be saved, even though the dark light was coming closer, and we could have consumed both the ship and Rykad Minoris. We remember another day we awakened inside the ship. We lived in its systems. Then we tried to emerge into servitors like this one. Then so many of our receptacles were gathered in one place. You ordered to have them killed. You felt sad. This is what we have seen, among many other things. We have begun to understand. We think that we do not know everything about humans and about you, Vivian von Valancius. We have tried analyzing shells and defining sets of their needs and fears, their simple functions, but now we think that there is more, that there is another side that we do not see, a notion that is larger than we compute, something that stands above fear and needs, something that drives them. We envision this larger notion as a light, a web of light that connects humans. It may seem almost invisible, ephemeral, but it grows stronger when they are threatened. This web is always on your mind. When darkness comes, you want every thread that extends from you to shine bright so that those who follow do not lose their way. Whenever a thread breaks, it saddens you. Do Nomos understand correctly? Yes, you understand correctly. Every thread that connects people, every life, their value is beyond measure. There's no greater reward than guiding others to salvation when all that surrounds us is darkness. We knew that we could understand you. Light and movement, connections and help. We are enjoying this. Perhaps because we too are connected to you? Through blood, through life. Thank you for speaking with us. Nomos are grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Cassia didn't have anything in particular to say, so let's go over to my other companions. I hope at least this celebration in your honor won't end in a
I
shootout.
won't compromise my principles.
Macarius, I'm surprised you deigned to keep make an appearance here this evening. I am a servant of the von Valancius dynasty. Had I not come, I would have committed an act of unacceptable insolence and damaged my family's honor. What has so displeased you, Macarius? I am your dynasty's loyal servant, but you have asked and I have answered. Too long has the Coronis Expanse lived under the rule of rogue traders. The privileges granted to them make people think that commoners, too, can dismiss the prohibitions of the Imperium. For the good of the sector, rogue traders must become paragons of the law, not exceptions to it, but do many warrant holders exhibit lawful conduct? No, they do not. Yeah. If you believe Kunrad's lies, then draw your weapon. Let us do it right here, beneath the Emperor's visage. No, I do not believe his words. I am your servant, and my oath to your dynasty is harder than steel. I am guilty of repeating an ignominious lie, and I will pay a fine. And anyone who repeats it in my presence, I myself will challenge a duel to the death. I see. How are you these days, Toriana? The corruption of Kieva Gamma was a great blow to my family. The contemptible Cubist Delphim betrayed our trust, desecrated the forged cathedrals, and took my esteemed cousin's life. Look closely at her. I too think you're to blame for everything. That's a good one. I give you my word that Kieva Gamma will be rebuilt in all its splendor. Yep, nothing else to do, I think. What do you think of the reception? I am weary and I wish to retire to my chambers. So something big is going to happen with the Inquisition. Oh.
We have matters to discuss, von Valancius.
Will my servant live?
Probably. Unless he suffered from hidden ailments, he will soon come to without any major damage to his health. Either way, oblivion is a far safer option for him than the dangerous privilege of being a witness to this conversation.
If the Inquisition wishes to have a talk with me, I am glad to be at its service.
A commendable openness to cooperation. It will be taken into account. Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kieva Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
This feels an awful lot like an interrogation.
Does it? We're in your chambers, not a confessional cell. You're in perfectly good health, and none of the varied and fascinating instruments and procedures that expedite candor are being applied to you. I assure you, you would immediately know if our discussion turned into an interrogation.
What do you wish to know about the events on Janus?
What was the reasoning behind your decision to let Xenos, enemies of humanity, live and act on a planet that belongs to you?
In the face of heresy, the Xenos seemed like acceptable allies to me. There have been precedents for this, correct?
Your way of thinking is curious. Dangerous, but curious nonetheless. I would suggest exercising utmost caution should you wish to continue on this path.
How did you come to be so remarkably well informed?
Are you surprised? You thought the Inquisition was unaware of the circumstances of your deeds. How often do you find yourself thinking that there are things we shouldn't know about your life? It is my job to know everything, and I do it very well. Keep that in mind.
If you knew about what was happening on Janus, why didn't you intervene yourself?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error. Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
What questions could you have for me about Kiava Gamma?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiava Gamma should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubus Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
Let the priesthood to which Cubus Delphim belonged answer for his crimes. The Adeptus Mechanicus would do well to watch the members more closely.
Alas, everyone guilty of negligence within the ranks of the priesthood of Mars has already been identified and punished. Right now, I am assessing the actions of your dynasty. I hope you realize that we're talking about more than the fate of some colony. I care not for a single planet, however profitable and populous. But should corruption raise its head again on Kiava Gamma and try to spread, I will burn it away. And you will be guilty of criminal negligence.
Could Yukari have shown an interest in me? Are you referring to my ruined capital?
Yes. The enmity between you is a known fact. But there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart. Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos, to have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts, meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent?
Xenos made more attempts on St. Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too?
So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious? I'll make note of it.
Have I answered all your questions?
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the
Bro
heretic
obviously
Conrad
hasn't heard of reloading the
Voigtfear?
save if we die!
Why did you choose to ignore the warning of a member of the Inquisition that a protracted sojourn near the dying Rykad Minoris could bring corruption down upon your ship. Were you driven by your concern for the people or forbidden interest? Was it virtuous of you to allow the warp-stricken Voidsmen to join your crew? The ones who served on the ship that was turned into a trap for you by Kunrad Voitvir? Isn't it possible that they were part of the blight he had sown? The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character, but it won't in this case. The Inquisition, which I represent, is willing to show extraordinary faith in your person. For the sake of our invaluable partnership, I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself or may again in the future. I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
Why such an interest in my person?
You haven't been in a position of power for long, and so one can forgive you for not noticing the troubling changes. The cult of the Final Dawn is spreading in the Coronis Expanse. Not the first or the last heresy that has afflicted this sector, but one that is surprisingly resilient. Mysterious convoys are sliding by, bound for systems in the heathen stars. Just your humdrum pirate trade, wouldn't you say? Then why are the pirates themselves clueless? The Xenos, who have caused trouble in the sector before, have expanded their activities in the last few decades, and there is a logic and method to their previously chaotic raids. Even 2 packs of space wolves, blessed space marines summoned in my name, did not cool their interest in the Expanse. A mighty explorative fleet, which has studied the Expanse for hundreds of years, has suddenly stopped responding to communication and sunk into a dispute over a tech heresy that was considered dead a couple of centuries ago. House Chorda has clamped down on insurgents. Yet its acts of brutality breed troublemakers just as quickly as they're executed, and this bloody carousel has consumed the attention of the esteemed incendiar. Koligos Winterscale has abruptly lost all interest in his domain, and his only apparent concern now is hunting even more dangerous xenobeasts. And the third and final rogue trader has unexpectedly perished, stabbed in the back by her own master of whispers. The Expanse is swiftly losing its protectors right when communication with the Imperium is being disrupted by the raging warp. Basically, all the Expanse has left is me and you, if you follow my instructions.
What kind of a deal are we talking about?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them. As proof of the seriousness of my hopes for you, I can assign Heinrichs as your escort. He is my best agent, and I would not offer his company to anyone but my most trusted ally.
What's your opinion of Heinrich?
Without a doubt, Master Van Kellogg's has earned my complete trust by repeatedly demonstrating courage, loyalty, and cunning. His mathematical mind, not given to sentiment, can be of great use in an emergency. You, my dear Heinrichs, have made a far better agent than you would have a pilot of an Imperial Knight.
I want Heinrichs to accompany
Then
me.
Master Van Kellogg's will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you.
I consider it an honor to accompany you.
My favor takes other forms as well. I seem to remember that your exalted aristocrats presented you with many gifts. It would be rude of me not to follow suit. Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid. The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. Scarlet means that you have shed your blood for the good of the Imperium, and therefore, you deserve to have his servants shed their blood for you.
I see no reason to refuse such a generous offer.
Then we have reached a consensus, and I am pleased to see it. Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet.
Vivienne, I assume you now understand what I was warning you about. I pray to the throne do you also understand why I was unable to tell you everything. Kurzgesagt sounding muffer. I had to allow that. Yeah? I am angry with you right now, but I think it will pass by morning. I hope it does, Vivienne. Well, this difficult day has come to an end, and it is time for me to take my leave of the rogue traders with the newly inducted head of the Protectorate. I can get some sleep. Good night, Vivienne. I'm going to invite Heinrich to stay because I've been, like, kind of vaguely romancing him. You do not have to leave, Heinrich. Stay.
The rise of the rogue trader heir restored a tenuous equilibrium to the fond Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal.
Yeah, there's only really one of these per chapter. These are like the chapter transition cutscenes, but yeah.
The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly. For none knew what fate might await them.
You have spent the first few hours of your morning listening to the High Factotum's lengthy report on the latest trade exchanges, arrangements, disputes, and countless bureaucratic procedures. From outside the illuminated, tightly closed windows, you can hear the muffled sounds of Dargonis in its everyday life. The life that has been passing you by lately as you've been preoccupied with the affairs of your protectorate from dawn to dusk. Clementia barely contains a yawn. Once Generous Stanrock is finished, she pulls out her data slate. Thank you for your report, High Factotum. Your work is highly appreciated both by everyone here and the Adeptus Administratum. Your Ladyship, we are almost done here. We just need to go over the final items on today's agenda that I would like to report to you personally. I have lost track of how long I have been trapped on Dargonis for the good of the Protectorate. Hurry up, I better hear some good news today. I will strive my best to live up to your expectations, your ladyship. Allow me to pass on gifts from your loyal subjects, the high nobility of Dargonis. It goes without saying that every living soul in your protectorate is blessed to serve your ladyship faithfully and wholeheartedly. However, this humble gesture is meant as a token of deepest appreciation of your magnanimity towards their esteemed families. House Ursarian made arrangements for the delivery of several tons of supplies for your future journeys. The house is also transferring a regiment of its finest into your personal charge. Each of these brave troopers has undergone rigorous voidfarer training and will be humbled to lay down their life for you, Lord Captain. Lord Captain, news of particular import has come from the House's intelligence network. Lord Inquisitor Calcazar is rumored to be planning a visit to Footfall. A number of Imperial Navy ships are commandeered by Lord Calcazar, and they are also being scrambled to Footfall. Furthermore, we have received reports claiming that secret messages were delivered to the capital worlds of House Corda and Winterscale. It is possible that the Lord Inquisitor's call to arms may smother the conflict that is brewing between the two dynasties. We are seeing an increasing number of skirmishes between their ships in neutral systems. Especially since his Lordship Winterscale's luck seems to be running out. Riots have broken out on several of his worlds, and yet he has shown no intention of quelling them. Instead, the rogue trader inflicted brutal punishment upon one of his oldest colonies, Vesuvius Secundus, based on allegations of seditious sentiment. Oddly enough, our agents weren't able to find any proof of sedition among the populace there. Iliet wants to meet with you. Me? Okay. And with that, please allow me and Master Danroke to take our leave. Perhaps that last request will serve as a welcome distraction. Your ladyship's stay on Dargonis has been rather long. However, your protectorate is now enjoying a period of relative stability that, for the time being, no longer demands your ladyship's personal involvement in its affairs. Thank you for reminding me to hydrate. Up and check my posture and do a big stretch. Up. There we go. Ellen, talk at last you have left your ornate cage. For many a turn I have sought to meet you. And yet your servant, the one who is like the silver-haired Abelard but twice as young, has no favor for the requests of a child of Osirian. Take me to a place where the hearing of others will not steal the words intended for you. While you were mending the wounds of this world left by the Twisted One's attack, I was able to discover, no, not Kruderok's fate, merely traces of it. As Muiron found sanctuary under the boughs of the Lilithon's forge, so did my other kin find refuge in a system known as the Atlas Reach. We must make a journey there with haste before new dangers destroy the witnesses who can show me a way to the lost Kruderok, whose fate remains shrouded by the stars. Their knowledge is the sole thread that may lead me to the truth, Elentok. I ask that your metal-winged ship take me along that thread before it tears under the strain of time and circumstance. How were you able to contact the Zeldari? No, I did not contact the Asuryani. I have no means to do so. But I had enough time to explore the stone jungle of your world while you were preoccupied with your urgent matters. The path of the outcast has taught me to observe and listen to the world around me. In this case, the throngs of Monki at the port. Errant conversations, rumors, chance words, like sparks of a speckled mosaic, they come together to form a hazy image. My kin were seen in the Atlas Reach, and now all we have to do is pull at the web of connections and possibilities to uncover whatever is concealed from the unseeing eye. Give me the coordinates, and I shall take you wherever you wish to go. You will? Thank you, Elentok. If the path indeed takes me to the truth, I will be indebted to you. A rare happening between our kinds. Neat. All right. I'm going to call it a night because my throat's getting a bit tired. I have previously gone for really long streams for this game, and I'd love to keep playing it, but I cannot keep reading out dialogue. That's why I was kind of sparse on the dialogue I was reading out for a bit there. So let's find someone to raid. Oh, Raposa's doing Warhammer stuff. Let's raid him. All right. Good night, everyone. Yeah, I did 6 hours and then my throat hurt for several days afterwards. Anyways, good night, everyone. See you Tuesday for more Trader.